Jennie. Static and shadows. Hawkins buzzed like a dying fluorescent bulb, its flickering neon the only sign of life in the oppressive summer heat. From the dank corner booth of Benny's Burgers, Jennie traced the condensation on her glass, watching tendrils of mist curl and writhe like phantoms in the greasy diner light. Static crackled in her ears, not from the cheap diner radio but from within, a constant reminder of the unseen world lurking just beyond Hawkins' veil. Visions flashed. Flickering glimpses of upside-down tendrils, the guttural roar of a demogorgon, a single crimson eye reflecting her own fear. She slammed her Coke down, the ice rattling a discordant counterpoint to the storm brewing inside her. This town, this oppressive heat, it all suffocated her, amplified the static in her soul. She wasn't a Hawkins girl, never would be. Her connection to the upside down, born from a past she couldn't recall, felt like a foreign anomaly in this small-town monotony. A shadow flickered past the diner window, a boy on a BMX, hair whipped by the wind. His name, Mike, danced on the tip of her tongue, a fragile connection to this world, to something other than the darkness gnawing at the edges of her sanity. He'd mentioned 11, a girl with powers, with answers. Maybe. A flicker of hope sparked in the static, a fragile beacon in the oppressive darkness. Jennie knew the risks, the whispers of danger swirling around 11 like dust devils. But the alternative, succumbing to the static, to the creeping shadow of the upside down, was unthinkable. She slammed her money on the counter, the clattering coins a declaration of defiance. Outside, the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in bruised purples and fiery oranges. Hawkins might hold her captive, but the darkness wouldn't. Not tonight. Jisoo. Sunbeams and secrets. Hawkins High's bleachers pulsed with the rhythmic chants of the cheering squad, a sea of crimson and white under the Friday night floodlights. Jisoo, captain and queen of smiles, led the cheers with practiced enthusiasm, her bright face a mask for the churning anxieties beneath. Her smile faltered as her eyes flickered across the field, searching. There, beneath the helmet, Mike Wheeler's familiar face held a worry she couldn't decipher. It mirrored the unease simmering in her own gut, a premonition of shadows creeping at the edges of town. Jisoo knew, not through visions or voices, but through the subtle tremor in the earth, the way birds fell silent mid-flight, the chilling whispers dancing on the wind. Hawkins harbored secrets, whispered not in words but in the shifting balance of nature, a language only her attuned senses could grasp. The final whistle blew, the cheers erupting once more. But Jisoo remained on the bleachers, the echo of the game fading as her fingers tapped a silent rhythm on the worn wood. This wasn't just another football game. It was a countdown, a prelude to a storm she could feel brewing on the horizon. Later, under the cloak of a moonless night, she slipped away from her slumber party, sneakers muffled on the dew-kissed grass. The forest beckoned, an emerald curtain hiding the secrets she craved. The earth thrummed beneath her feet, a pulsing heartbeat guiding her path. In a moonlit clearing, she closed her eyes, hands outstretched to the whispering leaves. The anxieties, the premonitions, they coalesced into a single image. A gateway, dark and jagged, spewing tendrils of shadow into Hawkins' twilight. Jisoo opened her eyes, no longer the smiling cheerleader but a sentinel bathed in moonlight. The battle lines were drawn. And tomorrow, when the sun rose over Hawkins, she wouldn't just cheer from the bleachers. She would fight. Rosé. Tapestry of Whispers. Hawkins Public Library held the scent of forgotten knowledge, whispers trapped in the dusty spines of ancient tomes. Rosé, perched on a ladder amidst the towering shelves, ran her fingers along the worn leather, seeking not words but the faint echoes of the past. Her arrival in Hawkins had been drawn by whispers, carried on the wind like pollen, whispers of a girl with powers, whispers of a darkness lurking beneath the town's facade. Now, armed with a worn leather satchel and a thirst for answers, she navigated the labyrinthine library, piecing together a tapestry of truth from tattered newspapers and occult grimoires. Each page yielded a fragment, tales of strange occurrences, glimpses of interdimensional shadows, hushed mentions of a girl named 11. The pieces fit, forming a terrifying mosaic of a town teetering on the brink of oblivion. A floorboard creaked behind her. Startled, Rosé whipped around, a vintage paperback falling from her grasp. A boy, tall and lanky with hair the color of sun-bleached hay, stood there, his eyes wide with surprise. His name, Dustin, came to her in a flurry of whispered rumors she'd gleaned from the library's dusty shelves. He, too, bore the weight of knowledge beyond his years, his gaze reflecting the same shadows she'd unearthed in her research. In that silent exchange, a pact was forged. A girl seeking the truth, a boy burdened by it, they were drawn together by the fragile strands of fate. Together, they huddled over faded newspaper clippings, deciphering cryptic symbols in forgotten grimoires, their whispers echoing through the cavernous library like whispered warnings. Hawkins was a stage on the brink of collapse, and they, armed with borrowed books and whispered secrets, were determined to rewrite the script before the final curtain fell. Lisa. Asphalt Symphony. Hawkins streets stretched after dark, a concrete canvas slick with the sheen of recent rain. Lisa, skateboard gripped tight, carved her path through the empty town, the rhythm of her wheels tapping a percussive symphony against the asphalt. The town slept, but she never could. Not since the nightmares whispered of twisted landscapes and bone-chilling shadows. Not since the day she glimpsed a flicker of something alien, something not of this world, lurking in the woods beyond her backyard. Fear was a familiar companion, yet tonight, it thrummed in her veins alongside a different pulse, excitement. When Hawkins shrouded itself in darkness, the shadows became her playground, the deserted streets her stage. She launched off a cracked curb, defying gravity as she soared through the air, a fleeting silhouette against the moonlit sky. Her fear had morphed into defiance, her nightmares into fuel for her rebellion. The darkness might beckon, but she wouldn't succumb. A rumble echoed from the distant woods, a low growl that sent shivers down her spine. It was a sound she'd heard in her dreams, a symphony of the upside down. Fear prickled at her skin, but Lisa didn't slow down. Instead, she pushed harder, weaving through streetlights, board slicing through the silence like a defiant melody. Hawkins might be trapped in shadow, but she wouldn't be consumed by it. Not on her watch. Not while the asphalt remained her dance floor and the darkness, her adversary. She'd face the shadows, skateboard first, shredding fear and carving a path of defiance through the night.